I mean, that is a stark difference when it comes to how you play in that division. And off the loss, here's Coach Sean McVay at the podium.
Okay, guys. We didn't play well enough to win that game tonight, obviously. Hats off to the 49ers. This was a humbling night for us as a team and a great opportunity for us to be able to take a deep breath, step away, look at the things that we need to correct, particularly offensively over the last couple weeks. Wasn't nearly good enough, but we'll look inwardly. We're going to figure this thing out, and we're going to come back freaking swinging. I promise you that, all right, these last 7 games of the regular season.
Why were they able to so effectively control the ball against you guys?
You know, I got to go back and look at the film. They did a good job. You know, they were able to kind of just churn out yards, and, you know, they were efficient on some of the third downs. But really, when you look at it, Jordan, to have 2 turnovers to start the game offensively, you know, we're not playing complimentary football. And that's, you know, something that we've got to look at. We got to play better as a team, and that's why we've had the results that we have the last couple weeks.
Offensively, how much do you think not having Robert Woods for the first time in a very long time impacted the guys?
Yeah, you know, Robert's a very important player, Lindsay. You know, you never replace him. It certainly didn't help not to have him, but I don't want to use that as an excuse. We didn't play well enough. We didn't make enough plays. Our best players didn't play up to their standards, and that's something that we'll all look at one another. We'll figure out, let's first and foremost look at ourselves. What can we do better within the framework of our roles? And then let's move forward with a resilient mindset, mentality, and that's exactly what we'll do. I don't. You know, I think some of them concentration lapses, guys just not making plays that they're accustomed to, but certainly it was very uncharacteristic for a lot of guys. And it wasn't just one guy in particular. It was a handful of different guys. And so everybody had a hand in this tonight, and that's where we got to look at it ourselves, look inwardly first and foremost, and then be able to move forward accordingly, because I choose to believe that these last couple weeks are not who we are. I refuse to believe that, even though, you know what, you're only as good as your last game. These last 2 weeks have certainly been humbling. But like I said, you know, we're going to look at ourselves. I think it's good for our guys to be able to take a step back, be able to get away a little bit. I know that, you know, there'll be some things in the background that I'm going to make sure that I'm doing to be able to, you know, have some solutions when we come back and attack this thing the right way for these last 7 games.
Meanwhile, Kyle Shanahan very happy. His Niners get a huge win over the Rams.
Message to the players in the locker room afterward.
Just told them how proud of them I was, and so we got a short week. I think we got a real good team ahead of us, and you know, that's how we expect to play, and it's been long overdue, and we got to make sure that we take a day off, those guys rest, come back healthy on the short week, and make sure we keep it going forward.
How much of a relief was it to finally get a home win? You guys hadn't had a home win since like October of 2020 when you last beat the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, that's you know, that's been frustrating. You know, we haven't won at home yet this year. You know, last time we did win at home was versus the Rams. We had one game after that versus the Packers. Then we spent our homes in Arizona. But just going to this year was very frustrating, especially, you know, the crowds that we've had, the way our fans have been. They were awesome today, just like they were awesome last week. But I'm glad we gave them something to be proud of today.
On the rushing attempts, Kyle, did you have a sense it might be kind of a slog, that, you know, getting to 40 might be a function of just getting, you know, 3-4 yards at a time? And also, how maybe hard is it for you to stick with that when you're not popping big ones? It's very tough. But when the defense is playing that way, and when we're doing well on third down, it makes it a lot easier. You know, you can try for that to be your plan, but if we don't convert those third downs, no one will ever see that. And then eventually you get behind, and you got to abandon that. You know, I don't say we don't always make the goal to have over 40 runs, but we do always make the goal to try to be balanced. But a lot of stuff goes into that, and you got to be good on third down. You got to be good on the other side, and you got to have 11 guys really getting after it, trying to run the ball well. I think Jimmy was 7 of 9 and had a couple touchdowns on third or fourth down tonight. Just what was your assessment of how he played, particularly on those downs?
I thought he made some big-time plays, especially there at the end. You know, that 4th and 5. I didn't get to see it all, but the protection on it. I mean, I didn't get to see all 11 guys, but I saw Debo. I saw Jimmy throw a great ball to him. I got to assume that the protection was really good. I think our right side had all one-on-ones, and were able to hang in there and make a big play, which gave us a little comfortable lead there at that time.
Well, you had primarily been using Elijah. The fact that Jeff Wilson was back, obviously you have confidence in him. Did that help you, I guess, A, establish that pregame goal of 40, make it realistic, just that you could have a little more diversified running game?
I mean, it would have been our same goal if Jeff wasn't up there, and then it would have been Trey Sermon getting the carries. Jeff being out there, I mean, got a lot of confidence in Jeff. He's done some really good things here. I know he's still trying to get back into complete football shape and healthy, but he ran the ball very well when he played halfback, and he got a lot of snaps basically at fullback today in our 11 personnel when Debo was running the ball and did a real good job at it.
What did that first drive mean to you? 18 plays, I think 12 runs in it. So if you're going for 40 carries, 12 to start is a pretty good thing. What did that mean to you? Was it while you're going through, while you're calling these plays, are you feeling in a rhythm where you feel like this is exactly what we need?
Yes. I mean, when you say the goal of 40, and I almost backtracked it a little bit because that's somewhat unrealistic. But then when we had that many on the first drive, I was like, all right, we got a chance. Let's keep doing this, and we'll see how the other side goes. And the other side did very well, especially when they got the turnovers. But everybody seemed amped up and ready to go. And when you have that long drive, I don't know how many third downs we had on it, but converting those allowed us to just stay with it.
Debo Samuel in college was really good after the catch and good with the ball in his hands. But when you got here, when did you make the decision, like, okay, we can give him running back plays?
Just getting to know him and practicing with the guys. I mean, you got an idea when you draft people, but we didn't know how good he was at that stuff. That was stuff we saw with Hurd. That was one reason to take him. Just with his running back experience, being able to see it all. Debo, you didn't totally know, but you got to see him run screens and how physical he was, and it was how he finished screens that we liked so much. I mean, he really brought it to people when there was nowhere to go, and just having him, you see what he's good at, and you try to put players in position to help them.
Who got your game balls tonight?
What's that?
Who got your game balls tonight?
Nobody. We didn't give any game balls out. I would have gave one to everybody if we did, but we need to start to expect some more games like that, and we got to make sure that we're going to be better or worse next week, and we got to make sure we're better.
Through some of these losses, have you gone back through your own stuff and quality check, or like maybe I got to try new things, maybe I don't? Have you gone through that?
Oh, yeah, you do that every week, but it's not, I think it's just different how you guys would look into it. It's not like, hey, we did this week, what should we try next week? It has to do with the players you have available. It has to do with the people you're going against, what gives your guys the best way to defend people, to block people, just from a personnel standpoint, and then from a structure standpoint of how people run schemes. So there's usually a different plan each week. But yeah, we look in all of our stuff as much as you can, and we knew this formula was the way we thought gave us the best chance to win, and that doesn't always mean you can do it. So I give hats off to our players, the position coaches, and everyone working them out through the week, because guys were very detailed in what we did, and we still made mistakes. I mean, some of those penalties we had there in the fourth with a couple false starts. I think we snapped the ball early on one. I think we jumped on defense with encroachment, I think on second and goal from the 17. So there were still some mistakes and stuff like there usually is, but we did the things to overcome them today.
You had 42.
All right, so San Francisco, they love LA. That's right. If you look at it, doesn't matter if they're favored or an underdog. In fact, they won 5 in a row, and in 4 of those, they've been the underdog, including on Monday night where they were getting 3.5 and won very comfortably. And again, this was not a fluke. They were more physical. They jumped on them early. It was 31-10. And if you watched the game and didn't have a score or any of that and just watched it, you would think it was even worse than that. That's how dominant San Francisco was. And more physical and well-done Niners, they get a much-needed win and save their season.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.